Welcome to Bwlch Nant Arian, mountain pass of the stream of silver. It's a little piece of heaven in the Cambrian mountains. This is the majestic red kite. Apart from a few pairs in mid-Wales, it was once almost extinct in Britain. Nowadays, red kites are a more popular sight, thanks to feeding stations like Nant Arian. Every day, whatever the weather, up to 100 of these magnificent birds of prey gather here to feed. You get a fantastic view of this spectacle from the lakeside. It's a conservation success story, and what a magnificent bird to watch. Only certain plants and trees can grow in the acidic soil found at Nant Arian. Bilberry, bell heather and common heather thrive in these conditions. Trees like willow and alder grow where it's wetter and more sheltered by the lake. The thousands of spruce, larch and pine trees were originally planted as part of the nation's timber reserve. They're home to birds like the pied flycatcher, wood warbler and goshawk. These woodlands are owned by the National Assembly for Wales and looked after by Forestry Commission Wales. Making the woodlands more attractive to both people and wildlife is now as important as producing timber. To help this happen, broadleaf trees are being planted and native oak woodlands are being restored. For the walker, there are waymarked trails to explore, crisscrossing the forests and along the ridgetops. It's a time to take in the atmosphere and enjoy the views. Needless to say, whether you take the high road or the low road, you'll get a great view. On a clear day, you can see the coastal town of Aberystwyth, 10 miles away down the Melindwr Valley. Down by the lakeside, there's an easier walk. It's called the Barcud Trail. It's flat and close to the kite feeding area. Here, you'll find 13 fascinating facts about the red kite. This one shows how they often steal food from other birds. To get your heart racing and your adrenaline pumping, there's an exciting network of mountain bike trails to try out. Some of the trails are close to the edge and pretty extreme. Are you feeling brave? These layers of rock are over 400 million years old and were once part of an ancient seabed. Two continents crashed together, squeezing the rock upwards to create the Cambrian mountains. Veins of silver and lead thread their way through the rock. Since the Bronze Age, miners have followed these veins deep into the hillsides. You can see where they toiled underground at the Llawernog silver lead mine just a mile down the road from here. Mining created jobs which kept people in the area and helped it to remain Welsh-speaking. The museum has exhibits and recreations showing just how hard it was for miners searching for the elusive silver lead ore. They worked in dark and damp conditions. However, local legend tells of some friendly fairies. Known as the knockers, they would lead miners to the veins by gently knocking on them. But one day, so the story goes, the miners upset them and they stopped knocking. Only when a young lad kindly offered them a tasty-looking cake did the knockers relent and once more lead them to the veins. The guided underground tours can't promise that you'll see or hear the knockers, but you'll certainly appreciate the effort taken to mine the precious silver. And of course, the area has had its moments in history too. When Owain Glyndwr was fighting for an independent Wales in the early 1400s, he won a great victory near here at the Battle of Hyddgen. Although outnumbered 12-1, Glyndwr used hit-and-run guerrilla tactics to defeat the more regimented English army. 4 centuries later, in 1862, the writer George Borrow wrote a popular travel book entitled Wild Wales. Reminiscing about his travels in the area, he talked of scenery still ever increasing in beauty, and today that is still true of Nant Arian. You can discover more about all these stories along our trails. Bwlch Nant Arian has experienced so much and now offers so much. So whatever you do, we hope you have a great time.